How about that? Time. Time, time, time. Time, time, time. Time, time, time. Time, time, time. Time. Time is up. No more time to wait. No more time to think about it. No more time to wait. Here it is, folks. Part 3. The end of it all. My time at Toys R Us is over. October 10th, 2012, my time was cut short. My time, the company was told, was over. And it was a very bittersweet thing for me because I did enjoy working for the company. I did enjoy working with the people I worked with. Unfortunately, through a year of just constant, just backstabbing, lies, two-facedness, the overall high school mentality of it all was just waning on me. So when I sat down that table and I was told that I was being let go, there was a bit of a man tear in there. I'm not gonna lie. It was I knew it was coming. I knew at some point my time at the company would be up. I just didn't think it would be like this. And I'm very grateful that the man who gave me the news, the man that told me my time was up, was Mr. Darius Smith, because it is a man I do respect, and is a man that, for the most part, shot the words straight to you. There was no second guessing his words. There was no bullshit behind it. It was pretty much, here's the law of the land, and that's the end of that. And I'm very grateful it was him. Like I said, 'cause I do respect the man and the work he does. Because if it was the senior floor manager, Hiram Berencourt, it's a good chance right by now they would still be looking for his teeth on the floor. And I'm pretty sure this would be a far different video. It wouldn't be me just having fun, just letting go by the things that happened to me. I'd probably be doing this whole video bit probably behind a set of bars, because I'm pretty sure I would have dropped them so hard his great grandchildren would probably still be feeling it. But the interesting thing about this whole my exodus was, like I said, I knew it was coming. I knew there was no grand mystery behind it. I just didn't know when, and I was really hoping that when time came that I did leave this store, that it would be under my own terms. Finally, that I either quit, transferred, something of that nature. I really didn't think that if I did get fired, it would be such petty bullshit. Especially when I didn't have control over my circumstances. I did get fired. But I'll get to that last, because that's the one that's the be all end all of how my story ends. So that will be the last bit I'm gonna rumble on. But to understand my pain and my gripes that happened for me over the past year, we need to go back to when this pain and atrocity started for me. And that goes back to the year 2011 when I got promoted to IC. And I was told when I got promoted, mind you, this was during leading into holiday time, which is, for anyone who worked retail, that's the most ballsiest, craziest time for the holidays, for the holiday season. It's just retail madness. And I was told, kid, you're gonna hit the ground running. Kid, there's no time, there's no grace period. There is no leaning into this position. There's gonna be no gradual step learning process. You're gonna hit the ground running. That learning curve is gonna come. It's gonna hit you pretty hard across the face. So we're hoping that when you take that hit, you pull your best Balboa, shake it off, and then go on for more. And unfortunately, I didn't do my best Balboa. I kind of bounced on the floor, hit a couple of jagged rocks along the way. It wasn't a clean transition. And it wasn't clean because, when you're told by fellow team members that, especially one in particular, Miss Bennett, said, dude, you're floundering. You're not breaking even anymore. You're starting to fall backwards. You need to get your shit together because the team isn't going to save your ass if you're not willing to help yourself and do the things that are required of you to survive. So I took that to heart because I didn't want to be so just a footnote in history. I didn't want to get into it to leave it. But I got my shit together, thankfully. And it wasn't a clean holiday run by any stretch of imagination, because on November 29th, 2011, I got my first write-up for failure to carry out duties, and I will take that hit. I flunked that particular day. I flunked that particular week because one key item that I needed, I did not bring in. I let it go over my head, sailing into the sea, and I take that hit because that was a major one for us, and that's something that I should have been in my control. I let that one slide. And I took that hit. But here's where the fun really starts showing itself, where the bullshit starts setting in, because almost a full month later, on December 28th of 2011, I got my second write-up for the same thing, and I called shenanigans on this. I called that this was an absolute reach, that I'm not taking this lightly. I'm not taking it like I took the first one, because, like I said, this one was full of bullshit. The key thing is, folks, if you have something in your hands, it's real. You can use it, you can sell it, it goes on to its merry new home. Now, if it doesn't exist, or more importantly in this case, if you just flat out run out, you can't control that. It is what it is. Here's your job to make sure that you sell everything you have. At this point in the season, especially December 28th, you're pretty much running on fumes. There's almost nothing left to bring in, especially if you're going to run a sale item. Just turns out, we flat out tapped out. There was nothing left to bring in. We just let it be. And yet, here's my write-up, that it wasn't done properly. Can't do something that doesn't exist. But there, you know what? That's just how I began to realize that the rumors my birdies were telling me were starting to hold true. If a picture could hold 1,000 words, the facial expressions of these people, as I told them, the rumors are going around, and I'm starting to hold weight, could probably write a whole novel. What were these rumors, you may ask? What were my birdies telling me? Oh, and if you don't know what birdies are, these are the untouchables. These are the ones that belong to you. These are the people that are your eyes and ears when you're not around, to make sure that they cover your ass, and in turn, you cover theirs. This is a give and take. I have my birdies. I'm thankful for my birdies. I still have my birdies. That's why we're not gonna tell them their names. Shh. But that's how it works. So what is the rumor? The rumor was I was being pushed out for price change, boy. Nobody likes you. Price change, boy. Your mama didn't want you. Michael Betancourt, this song was about you. You never knew it, because, quite frankly, singing to your face probably would have been too hard, because we've probably been too busy laughing our asses off to hold the whole song together. But yeah, I was being pushed out for him. Now, if you didn't believe that was true, there's only two possible explanations for that. Only two. Sorry, there's nothing else beyond that. And the first possibility is ignorance. You were flat out ignorant to the truth of it all, which probably means you didn't have enough facts to educate you on the situation. Ignorant, not stupid. Not calling you stupid. I'm calling you ignorant. You didn't have enough facts to understand the truth. Or you saw this and were just blind to it all. You didn't want to believe it, or really didn't want to get involved in it. Which at that case, you know what? If I was you, I probably would do the same thing. It didn't concern me, so I wasn't gonna get involved. But it held true. And why did it hold true? Because again, my birdies told me so. And my birdies, more importantly, contacted other birdies. Game of Thrones reference. They kind of interact with each other. Everyone has their little birdies, and they pretty much confirmed my personal worst fear at the time was, yeah, I'm gonna be eventually replaced by dipshit. And I wouldn't have a problem with that if we all believed he could do it. We didn't believe he could do it. Because, and I love this little story of mine, Miss Vargas and Miss Malone decided one day, said, hey, come here. We want you to read something. It's like, okay, cool. But before you read it, we want to ask you a question. It's like, okay, cool, ask away. And I shall answer away, as I always do. And the question was, if you read something, can you tell who wrote it? And my reply was, I believe so. And it's my personal belief. I think that many of us can believe these words I'm about to say, is that people write the way they speak. It's a natural progression of things. Even when we write an essay, even when we write the most corporate laden, plain vanilla, PG, straight G kind of letter, follow a template, wherever it is, our mannerisms, how we speak, our words, how just our normal just vibe of how we communicate with other people just kind of just comes through. Which goes to show, if you know my writing, it kind of comes through. If you know your best friends, your moms, anyone's writing, that tends to shine through. So as I'm reading this letter, I'm going la da 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 da. Okay, he didn't write this. And who am I speaking to? Of course, I'm speaking about Mr. Michael B. His introductory letter to the corporate team. As I read it, I called shenanigans immediately, because if you ever speak to the guy and you read that letter, there's absolutely nothing in his mannerisms in that letter. Like I said, when you're writing a corporate letter, you're writing a PG letter, or a straight G letter, anything, your natural mannerisms kick through. Your natural mannerisms just kind of manifest there. They're That people know that it's your work, it's how you speak, it's how you communicate with other people. So as I'm reading this, going, nah, I'm calling bullshit. I don't know who wrote it, but knowing the time I spent with him, talking to him, there's no way this is his writing. As we all had a joined laugh, ha ha ha, we all agreed, shenanigans, bullshit. There's no way in fucking hell he wrote this letter. Can you guess who did write his letter? Come on, I'm pretty sure you could figure it out. If you can't, then Jesus, I can't help you. I shouldn't be able to spell it out. Hyro! But this should be easy for you, but it's not. And yeah, I'm being replaced for a guy who couldn't even write his own introductory letter. Now, mind you, when I started writing my own emails, it wasn't clean, it wasn't pretty, and I got told to tone it down. But at least, you know what? We all knew it was me. We all knew the kind of person I was. I was told to turn it down. I turned it down. But I think we all agree that when I do write letters, when your friends write letters, your other co-workers write letters, you can tell who wrote it because the mannerisms are there. So we call shenanigans on that pretty quick. But why am I gone? Why am I being pushed out? Because honestly, little prick wants to move up to my spot. Now, I'm easily the one that's having the most trouble, so it's easy to kind of push me out so that little shit can come in and have little home in my world, the world I was creating, the world that I was working to make in my image. And I didn't like the fact that I was being pushed out for no reason other than that I was trying to be replaced. Again, birdies fill me in the lovely stories that it was true. My worst fears were being put to light, and I didn't like that. So I knew right quick I had one of two choices. Either one was to leave the company as quick as I can, or B, be as good as I can so that if they make an attempt on my professional life, they had nothing to come after. So I took those two write-ups, and I made it to a point that they weren't going to get me again. That was the end of that mess. You know, working in that department, we took on things that we shouldn't have took on, and we made it work. No one wanted to take Angry Birds. We took on Angry Birds, and we had the official, unofficial Angry Birds shop in our world, and we made it run. Different categories that didn't belong there were with us, and we made it work because no one else wanted to take it on. Did we get credit for it? No. We got a little, it looks good. Just make sure it's still filled, and we'll move on our merry way. And that's just kind of how it was working in Imaginarium. As the floor went through constant flux of new product coming in, new fishes coming in, new everything kind of coming our way, we got no high fives, no hugs, no pat in the ass, no ice cream, nothing. We were just told, okay, just keep it up. There was none of that. But sure enough, it should anything happen to take a turn for the worse or not quite up to par, we got slammed. I've had numerous conversations with my managers, Miss Owens and Miss Clark, that we felt that we were the redheaded stepchild of that store. That no matter what we do, no matter how hard we try, no matter how things are coming, we had the most changes in our department. It wasn't going to be enough to appease the masses. We were always going to be looked down as second rate. It was up to us to make sure that above anything else, our sales backed up that as we were still in flux, we could still balance out. And it was a pain in the ass. Didn't like it. Left a bad taste in our mouth that when we did look good, we looked fantastic, never got a high praise. Just one of those, just keep it up, you'll be fine. And it's just demoralizing. But we did it. We stuck it out. We stuck out our chins, said, "Come at us," and we made it work. Because that's how we were. We were the newest group in the store, and we made it work. Didn't fall flat on our faces. And brings me to a point I'll make on later on that if you're failing, it shows in your numbers. If you're failing, it shows that you're not doing your job right. It's just you're floundering, you're failing, you're falling flat on your face, and that wasn't the case. Now, here's where part one of this story is going to end because I get 15 minutes of time before I have to cut this. So hold that thought. Part two will come in one hot second.